Alright, hello and welcome to the last Devstream breakdown of the year. We had a pretty short stream, well, not exactly short as much as there was a lot of, recollecting about the year, which we've got some stats here that I kind of want to talk about a little bit. And just in general, we got kind of just some confirmation stuff rather than a big content dump, because the big content dump already happened this month. So, just gonna go over this kind of in order. So we had stats on the most played items in the game and the least played items in the game in some more general terms across the different consoles and on PC. So for melee weapons, most used Dragon Ikana and the Galatine and the Skana, but I'm taking the Skana out of that because you can start with it and most people would start with it. So it's kind of irrelevant, Dragon Ikana and the Galatine. Galatine, I think, was the PS4s, and Dragon Ikana was PCs. Primary weapons, we have the Boltar Prime and the Soma Prime, and then the Mark I Paris was on there as well, which also, I feel, is just new players picking the Mark I Paris, and that makes sense. But the Boltar Prime and Soma Prime, obviously, great endgame viable weapons that make sense to be most used. In terms of Warframes, Excalibur was it on all platforms, which is not surprising. Excalibur is both a starter and amazing. So, not much to be surprised about there. And then on PC, the runner-up was Loki, and on all other platforms, it was Volt. And then on PC, on all non-PC platforms, it was Rhino, and then on PC, it was followed up by Volt. So yeah, Excalibur, Volt, Loki, Rhino. Volt is a starter, which I think is giving him a significant bump, being the second best starter even at that. And then Rhino and Loki are both just really good frames. Rhino is more of an early game frame, so it makes sense for him to be up that high, and Loki is very highly played and is very good. Least played, some of it was surprising, some of it was not very surprising whatsoever. The Machete, that weapon is terrible, the Machete stances suck. The Prova has also Machete stances, and it's terrible. The Ceramic Dagger, which is an alert weapon, but is also just total garbage. So none of those were very surprising to me. Primary weapons, the Flux Rifle, which used to be really good, and I used to use it a lot, actually, so I was kind of surprised to see that here, and the Lanka, which just got its buff, so it's not that surprising to see it on the least used. But the Flux Rifle caught me kind of off guard, seeing that weapon to be not used very much, considering how good it was for quite some time after its release. And in terms of least used Warframes, there's only one thing on here that surprised me, and that's Zephyr. But she is one of the more difficult frames to build, and she's kind of mediocre and not, bad or good, so it's not too crazy that she's down here. Warframes that did not surprise me to see on here, Banshee and Limbo. Banshee and Limbo are, in the best case scenario, very niche, and I'm glad that no one is playing them, because there are better options. Quest replays are being worked on. We kind of already knew that based on previous information, but it is what it is. Just confirmation that we will be able to replay those quests. The deluxe Loki skin was shown off. This is an in-game render of it. It looks very nice. Very excited for that. That is on Loki Prime. It will receive some tweaks. I think the shoulder blades are going away, or they're on there but they shouldn't be. But that's what we got to see of that. I really like the helmet. I think it looks really, really good. So that's Loki's skin that he'll be getting. We'll be getting Nezha before the end of the year. And insert for those of you on consoles, their U18 should be within 2 weeks, pretty much for sure. And then we're getting the Rapier type weapon, which these are some in-games of that. Or not in-games, in render of that, I suppose. They showed off one move that it has. It seems like it's going to be definitely a very fancy weapon, hopefully with some pretty good stats. And then we also have Ivara's alt helmet was shown off. This is what her alt helmet is going to be. It's very Robin Hood-like. I kind of like it. I think I'm going to stick with her floppy hat because I enjoy that, but it's actually not a bad alt helmet. It could be way worse. Could be way worse. There's some really bad alt helmets. Anyway, other things that we got, the new system, which I'm keeping that. Those of you that know what the new system is, you know what it is. Spoiler free. The Affinity distribution fixes for the new system are incoming for PC. Basically, it's very hard to rank that up if you are a support frame, so that will be fixed. And then thrown weapon speed reversion. So one of the side effects of them introducing charge attacks was that the charge attacks for thrown weapons got slowed down significantly. They're fixing that, as they should, because right now it's kind of miserable to use a thrown weapon. Changing that back to how it was will be greatly appreciated by everyone who likes using thrown weapons, including myself. I'm sure all Blessing Trinities will rejoice. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that was covered on the stream. A lot of it was just appreciation for the response that Update 18 got. It's been very, very good, and just overall, it has been a really good year, I think. Lots of good stuff has happened. Very few bad things have happened this year. Yeah, in the future here, from me, what you guys can expect, obviously with Christmas and stuff, DE is going to be taking it probably a little slower, even though they're still planning what is to come, obviously. From me, though, what you can expect this month, happening this month, just so you guys know, I'm doing all of the... So I have, like, my analysis for... They're very old, like, all the Warframes, all the primary weapons, I think all secondary weapons and all melee weapons. Yeah, all of those have been done. I'm going to be redoing those. The first one that's going to be done is the Warframes one, then followed by primary weapons, and I'm going to try to get those out this month. The Warframe one is 100% happening this month, 100% for sure, and then primary weapons will probably be at the end of this month, maybe at the very beginning of January, depending on how holiday stuff goes with like family coming up and stuff. Other things, for those of you that like watching my playthroughs and not just my like Warframe guides and stuff, which I appreciate, thank you very much. The Bloodborne playthrough is going to start this month at some point here, whenever I get some time to record that between messing with weapons and doing the new system and things like that. And today is going to be a very, very weird stream, so you can head over to that link and come check it out, hang out, and ask questions about Warframe. I won't be playing Warframe today. That was like the last couple of streams. I'm going to be doing some weird stuff today. But yeah, you can ask questions about whatever you want, and it's just going to be a very laid-back, hanging out stream, and I think that's all I got. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.